Good morning, everybody. It's Monday morning. Welcome back to the Coffee Workshop. This is Ben Jones from Badger from Bronson Coffee Roasters, and I'm going to make some coffee today. So normally we'd be, featuring some type of brewer that we carry and keep in stock and that we use often. But I wanted to try something a little bit different today. It's a fun little brewer if you're traveling around. It's made by the good people over at Kalita in Japan. It's the Kantan Drip. They come in little packs like this, and I think there are about 30 of them in the pack. Again, it's not an item that you're going to see on our web store, but that's okay because it's not always about just doing the sales. But anyway, this is the Kantan Drip. It's essentially a little piece of cardboard that has some filter paper attached to it. We've mentioned in the past that to make coffee, all you need is ground up beans, some water, typically hot, some way to let those steep together, and then a method for separating them out. Good morning, Eric. Thank you for joining us. So we're going to look at the Kantan Drip because this is a little thin, lightweight piece of paper that has a filter integrated to it. Normally, I'd be brewing into my favorite diner mug. It's a 10-ounce mug. It's tough to get enough coffee into here for a 10-ounce, so we're going to be using a little 6-ounce cup, and I'm going to brew on top of my little suitcase there, just so y'all can see it a little bit better. All right, to use the Kantan, I don't know if you can see, it has these kind of embossed lines. We just want to fold down on those embossed guides. And then we now have like this little tent situation, and then we have the 3 legs on it. And then if we poke the filter downward, we now have that. And this will just sit on top of your mug, and you situate it so that middle leg goes in, outer legs go out. And then we now have essentially a mug top pour over. Because it's the best practice, I am going to give a little rinse. Something that is amusing to me about this dripper is that it's probably one of the easiest brewers to travel with, but everything that you need on the side doesn't travel so well. You could try to pour water from another device, but really you'd need the gooseneck control with this, so utilizing some of the different techniques, like a spoon or a chopstick to help diffuse the water would be helpful. So great for traveling, but a little tricky to implement. All right, I'm going to add, this is 11 grams of coffee. And the coffee is Badger from Bronson's Colombia Las Brisas. I still have a little bit left in my bag from last week. Really enjoy this coffee. All right, so we have our coffee in there, and just give a little shake to settle it down. And here's the fun part. All right, so step 1, make sure everything gets wet. That's the #1 rule when you're brewing, is try to get the coffee as uniformly and quickly wetted as possible. Sprinkling just enough in there to get water on all the little bits. This is a fun little thing. Actually, there was a fellow a bunch of years ago who entered the Brewers Cup regional competitions and decided to brew in the Kantan for his preliminaries. It was, you can do it. Makes a good cup of coffee. So for all the linguists out there, Kantan is Japanese for easy. So this is the Easy Drip. Travels incredibly easy. It's not hard to brew with. It's a little tricky if you're without the gooseneck. And one of the things I don't particularly like about it is here there's a little shelf, a little ledge created by the structure, and coffee gets stuck up there. So it's really easy to get grounds left abandoned and not contributing to the brew. And because I can see down into it, I decided to keep it simple, keep it easy, and not use a scale. Scales aren't complicated and difficult, but the idea being if we're traveling with it, you know, avoiding traveling with a scale is helpful. Although, because this is what I do, I almost always have a scale in my car. If you are into traveling with scales, there are plenty that come in little sizes about like this, so make sure you don't crush it. We do sell those on our website. And AWS has a variety of kind of clamshell compact scales as well. So if you are inclined to road trip or things of that sort, a little more water in there. And one of the hazards too is that the bottom of this does dip down into the cup a little bit. So you might have to do this to get it to lift, to drain through. And there we are. Let's put that on here. Let that finish dripping out while I it's a cup of coffee. Not bad. Yeah, anyway, just something fun for Monday. Try to stay inspired. Kalita Kantan Dripper. You can find them on a variety of web-based retailers. For beans and for coffee, I highly recommend Batter from Bronson's Columbia Las Brisas, our Dancing Goats blend. If you like the rich, smoky, darker roast, Bohemian blend would be a fantastic little choice. And any of our decaf coffees are going to be delicious. Swiss water only. Such a nice coffee. All right, here we go. So overall review. The Kantan Dripper is pretty all right. It's fun. It's a nice little novelty. But if you want easy travel coffee, there are two better options. Eric's tossing in their Capital Blend. Yes, Capital Blend is another fantastic option. Eric, if you wouldn't mind popping in a link into the descriptions or into the comments for baddwarfcoffee.com, just so people can swing in. And if you do that, free shipping on orders over $30 if you select standard shipping, and 10% off for using the discount code WatchAndLearn10 for joining us today. But anyway, review of the Kantan Dripper. It's novel, it's fun, it's unique. If you want easy travel coffee, I would recommend our steeped, essentially like a tea bag for coffee is the easiest way to describe it. And if you want something with a little more control, the AeroPress is never a wrong answer. In fact, I find myself more and more finding that no matter what kind of coffee I want to make, whatever profile I'm looking for, rich, thick, heavy body, light and delicate, hot, cold, more dense like an espresso, or more wide open, I find myself grabbing that AeroPress. Since this is in hand right now, this is a perfectly fine cup of coffee. I'm gonna kick back and enjoy this. Thank you all for joining us. Happy Monday. Enjoy your week. Go out and do some good in your community. Cheers. Not bad for a piece of cardboard. Hold it over a mug.